What's good? This is Jim's. Got another story for you. This one's from Spring, Texas, which is just up the road from Houston. This man, he has a woman friend, lady friend, who she says she's his wife. Well, he brings his new girlfriend home to advise the live-in that he is in love with the new lady and he is moving on. Well, as you may have guessed, it didn't go over real well. So she proceeded, and by she I mean the lady who lived there, proceeded to go in the restroom, come out with a gun, and she shot his ass. Now, the lady he was in love with, she took off running down the street, where she proceeded to hear another gunshot. Well, turns out the lady that shot the man she claimed to be her husband, she informed, the police, I guess, what happened. She goes to jail. Then there's another lady that says, no, I'm his wife. So the man died at the hospital. So the wife, there is a real wife that he was married to for 14 years. The current girlfriend who he was living with, or apparently living with, she had been around in the picture supposedly for the last 7 years. Now, the current wife, she did explain that they had been separated since November, and God only knows what was really happening in there. But she wasn't aware, according to her, of these other two women. But look how crazy this story is. This lady gets so upset by a man that's not even hers, really, under the law, under the eyes of the Lord. She went out and shot this lady. And not the lady, she shot the man. But it very well could have been the lady had she decided to shoot her. So in my mind, I'm wondering what in the world will possess the new girlfriend to go with him to this woman's house to break the news to her that he is in love with her. Somebody got to be crazy to sit up and do that, especially in 2022 in Texas. We all have guns. And you thought it to be a good idea to accompany him to go tell this lady that it's over, to go sit up in her house, not sit in the driveway, which is still dumb, but to go sit up in her home and tell her that, or to look at the woman, get heartbroken. This is just dumb all around. The lady had no business shooting this woman over this trifling Negro. Needless to say, really. But this is all crazy. And then who wins in the end? Definitely not the lady on this picture with these crocodile tears, because her life is over. And guess what, boo? He's got a whole wife. If you didn't already know that, which I'm assuming she had to, you can't be a side piece for 7 years and to somebody who's married and in constant communication with their real wife, and not know that they're married for seven whole years. So she has ruined her own life, ruined this man's family's life. He had children and everything. I'm not sure about parents still living, but ruined her own life, took his life. And the lady, she's out there to, she's lost her new boo or whatever he was to her. But she could have lost her life that day. And that was the dumbest thing she could have done, was to go sit up in there while he broke the news. Some women just have some kind of nerve. Why would you even want to see anybody? Obviously the lady loved him, or had some sort of strong emotions for him. So you would want to go sit up and watch him break her heart and then walk out of there with him holding hands and felt like you did something. That's crazy. That's just insane to me. But it's also insane that your response to that would be to shoot the man and kill him. She didn't shoot him once. She shot him multiple times, according to what the lady said. So it's so many lessons to be learned from this that shouldn't even need to be taught. Don't throw your life away behind anybody. If they don't want you, let them go. He didn't seem like he was worth it anyway. The wife left him, or they weren't together. He had a wife. He didn't tie up those loose ends to go ahead and move forward with his life by getting a divorce. He got a new girlfriend. Then on top of the new girlfriend, he got a new girlfriend. So this doesn't seem like a high quality man to be fighting over, killing nobody over. He was doing her a favor, sounds like. And then when you look at the wife as compared to the shooter, you would really think that the shooter was the real wife, and the lady on the news clip that I'm going to play, you would think she was the side piece just by looks. But you can't go by that. You don't know, we don't know what's going on. But this man obviously didn't have it all together. And neither did she. So they were, match made in heaven, maybe, or hell. But let me play this clip, and I'll give you my final thoughts at the end.
Sandra Hargrove.
And Sandra, right?
Yes.
Sandra, tell me a little bit about this. What's going on with this case?
I honestly don't know. I just know I got the call that my husband had been shot, and they took him to Houston Northwest. He didn't make it. And now I'm here to try to figure out what's going on.
And the sheriff's department, and we reported that wife shoots husband, but you're saying that's not the case.
No, I'm legally
tell us about that.
I'm legally his wife. We've been married since 2009. We met 2006. We just separated in November. And I'm assuming maybe that's the person. I'm not positive because I've never met the person. I have no idea. My knowledge is she's a caregiver. That's all. That's the most I know about her.
This apparently, from what we've heard from the woman who was running away from the scene, that there might have been something going on between him and that woman, and then him and Miss Karen.
I heard the same thing.
Does this surprise you, or are you shocked? It
Yes.
just seems hard to believe.
It's very hard to believe. We've been married for 14 years. It's very hard to believe.
Where do you go from now? They're not calling anybody but you about all this. The sheriff's department. I mean, tell me about that. How did they contact you? What happened?
My son, our oldest, not our oldest son, but his oldest son, my stepson, and of course I'm the legal spouse. So yes, everything is on us and on the family. So now I'm just trying to get him from the ME's office and start to try to find where we go from here.
What did you think when you heard?
It wasn't true.
Details?
It's still not believable. I mean, clearly it is because I'm here, but it's not believable.
And as far as correcting the story goes, it's important to get it right.
Yes, yes, because I haven't killed anyone, so definitely yes.
Yeah, and as far as what may have been going on between these two different ladies, or whatever, you haven't really had much contact. Tell us about the contact that you had with him since in November. I
talk to him every other day. So I talk to him every other day. I haven't really seen him since my nephew's wedding, but I talk to him every other day. So but I had no idea about any of that. All this is new. All of it is new. So, shock.
Why did you decide to come down here this morning?
Because that's my husband.
So at the end of the day, it all boils down to the wife. Now she has to make funeral arrangements. Now she has to, tie up all his loose ends, whatever bills and things that he may have, or whatever he's got going. It's on the real wife to figure out. So it's just, hopefully she has some life insurance on the man, and that would be, a good payoff. They do have grandchildren and children and stepkids and all of that. So it sounds like they had a real life within this 14 years. So I hope that she ends up prospering out of this situation, because that is a whole lot. Not only did this occur, did he have these two ladies, whether they separated or not, it hasn't even been a year, but now the whole world sees. It's on the news, it's on the internet, it's everywhere, so prayers for her and his children and family and everybody that's disturbed by this situation. But just have your life affairs in order. If you don't want a woman and you're married and y'all separate and divorce, stop bringing other people into the messiness and foolishness. And women, stop going in, into these situations. He, obviously told one lady at least the truth, told her enough to know that he needed to go break it off with whoever he was living with, and she still rolled with him, So prayers all around on that situation. Thanks for listening. And I did play that clip based on fair use guidelines, and all of this is alleged because I don't know what for sure who shot who. But I appreciate you listening. Till next time, peace.